Taz, can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. I worked it out. See, not that scary.
See, it's so simple.
I've seen you do so many of these lives and I just no idea what they were, but now I do. There you go. I'm in.
See, I took you out of your comfort zone now.
You have. You have. I hope people don't expect this to be a regular thing, though.
Why not? It's
Oh, I
fun
don't
to
know. I
talk
think I
to
talk
different
enough as it is.
people. Oh man. So I'm just waiting for people to come in and then we'll start. And I've got
Okay.
nothing serious questions. I'll just ask you about Boozy and the tax you got because I saw your name on the Boss Sentinel report, right?
Oh, yeah, that report. Oh, yeah, don't even get me started on that one. That
So
report was just the biggest bunch of lies I've ever seen in my life. And it's unbelievable that anyone printed it. I can't believe that people did no due diligence whatsoever and it actually got printed. Oh,
exactly. So, Taz, because you were asking me how does this work,
mm.
all of your followers and stuff can ask your questions too, and
Oh,
I'll approve some people, and they will ask you questions. I'll ask you questions, so it's not a big deal. It's you'll just just a normal conversation.
okay. All right. Yeah,
Yes.
just lots of questions. Okay. So
I know you have to take a class. So how long I have you for, by the way?
I can probably do half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've got to get back to the studies, but
Uh,
yeah.
okay. So what are you studying, by the way?
I'm training to be a nutrition coach, and at the
Oh,
moment,
all
I'm
right.
specialising in
Uh,
childhood obesity and eating disorders, so it's very intense.
oh, wow. And how long you been doing this? Studying this course?
Um, it's been on and off for about a year. I had to delay it for a little while, but it's ramping up now, so I'll be finishing it this year.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And next time I have any questions regarding my nutrition, I'll be coming to you, Taz. Okay.
Yeah, why
Okay.
not?
Okay. So, let me introduce us to yourself. So, when did you start YouTube?
I think it was about 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, it must have been about 3 years. I think I've been doing it now.
Was it in the midst of the whole Meghan Markle situation, or before that you were covering royals?
No, no, I'd always been following the Royals and was very vocal about them, but it
Hmm.
was when I joined Twitter. I'd opened up a Twitter account years ago, but never really used it. And then I met people like Murky Meg and Yankee Wally,
Hmm.
and there was just started talking, and I saw other people doing YouTube videos, and then Murky helped me set up a YouTube channel, and then I started doing it. It was just a bit of fun. I didn't know that it was going to take off quite like it has, but
By the way, I need to compliment you. Like I was checking your YouTube videos. You have this amazing energy and you have a beautiful voice. So I gotta compliment that first.
ah, thank you very much. The
Be-
energy comes from caffeine.
because because usually when I see murky stuff, I don't follow the royals, but because she's a friend or whatever, so I'll check out
Mm,
the stuff, right? What they're up to, whatever, right?
yeah.
I think you are the first one to come on the video, right? You were the first one, right?
Uh, yeah, I think so. Thinking back to it, I think everyone else was just it was just vocals, and then they used media and stuff. Yeah, I think I was really.
Yeah, yeah. So, and so I watch your like I don't watch all of your videos because I'm not into the royal thing, whatever. But when I saw it, I'm
Yeah.
like, this lady has this amazing energy and a very sweet voice, and she's describing
Ah,
everything, and she covers. So this was amazing. So I follow you on YouTube as well. So
oh, thank you very much.
yes, yes. So you started covering like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure it was about 3 years. It feels like I can't remember my life when I didn't really. But yeah,
Okay.
but it obviously it ramped up pace, and now it's more
Okay.
than a hobby.
And how many followers do you have on YouTube? I think. You have a fair number, right? Big
Nearly,
number.
yeah, nearly 150,000, I think. I think
Oh,
just under.
Jesus. Okay, big shot.
Yeah. People like the Royals. They like the Royals. So.
Okay, okay. Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Mm.
When does this whole boozy thing started? Can you describe it for like, yes.
Oh, he just came up. He just popped up. What are we, 23? I think it was towards the end of 2021. He
Mm,
just came out of nowhere. And Botsentinel, obviously, and it was him talking about running reports of problematic accounts.
mm-hmm.
I wasn't on any of his original reports. And it was
Oh.
only when I fell out with another YouTuber who contacted him that all of a sudden, because Boozy relies on people giving him tips, I don't think his database really works and it finds people that are problematic. I think he just literally relies on people giving him tidbits. So of course,
Mm,
then all of a sudden,
mm-hmm.
I appeared in his sights, and then he started waging this attack. And it started off where he was going between a few of us at a time, and then some days he was so focused on me, he would tweet about me like every 2 minutes. You'd go through his
Mm-hmm.
Twitter account and it'd be bang bang, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yes.
And yeah, the guy is a lunatic.
Yes, 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 yes. Because when I came into this situation, right, and
Mm,
I was covering as I came in as a researcher, so I wasn't aware of this whole Sussex squad or whatever the situation is, this Megxit community. So I was asking about the information. Your name, Murky's name, Sue Smith, and another, I think it was Megan Moore or somebody else, right?
mm.
That these names keep popping up, and I would see the tweets. I'm like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know what they have done, but I keep seeing this name again. I'm like, I don't know. So Murky reached out to me, and she was the first creator. And then she explained to me this whole thing where Boozy was apparently doxing people. He was putting
Oh
out
yeah.
names. So that happened to
Mhm.
you as well?
Yeah, my full name. I've never really hidden my name because I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't really care. But
Mm-hmm.
I appeared, I went to Windsor on a day out, and they were just interviewing people and I was on camera. And of course they take your name, then that came up and someone had spotted me and then sent
Mm-hmm.
the photograph to Boozy, and then Boozy was like, right, like he just discovered this most amazing thing about me, Natasha Cannell, Natasha Cannell. And it's like, I never hid who I was, you idiot. My PayPal account had my name on it. He's but he just went absolutely nuts. And then it did get a bit scary though, because of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
People then started stalking me. I had to shut down my personal social media. But then
Mm-hmm.
I had to post photographs of my front door and my full street address, and I had to get the police involved. So that was all courtesy of him. But
Oh wow. So the cops were
yeah,
involved.
yeah, I had to call the police to my house because I was worried. Some of these people are unstable. And
Mm-hmm.
whilst I think a lot of the people are keyboard warriors, when you have
Mm-hmm.
a photograph of your front door and an address, and they were posting it to all of Boozy's followers, and he didn't block them, he didn't remove the tweet, he didn't hide it, he left it up. It was only that Twitter actually finally did something and got it taken down. But yeah, so yeah, that
Oh
was very stressful because I'd never had anything like this. Boozy
yeah.
often talks about us trolling, Meghan Markle or Prince Harry, but at the end of the day, people talking about them is not the same as we're not contacting their personal home address, we're not hanging out
Mm-hmm.
outside their house, we're not taking photographs of their front door. It's completely different. And he
And
seems to justify it.
and the thing is, Meghan Markle is a public figure, so you can have
Hmm.
negative or positive,
Yeah, of course.
opinions about them. So I
People
don't
are
understand.
fascinated.
He
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Mr. Five.
Boozy is completely obsessed with anyone that speaks on Meghan Markle. And he's like the head of the squaddies. He's the head of the Sussex squad. And
Mm-hmm.
those people are unhinged. And I don't
Yeah.
blame Taz for getting the police involved because the Sussex squaddies those people are hateful. They're mean.
They
Mm.
are. They are.
Taz, so how was it like when this because the crazy thing is I've been researching the attacks on you and other people. I've seen some accounts that are existing because they tweet about you, uh
Mm. It's
Meghan
lovely.
Markle. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And I would reach out to you by via DMs, and you would like, Sakib, I don't even care anymore. Like, let them stay. Whatever they
No.
want to say.
No, it's true. It's true. All it is words. If these people want to spend their sad little lives typing stuff about me, I've seen, my
Mhm,
husband's having affairs, I'm obese. They say the most ridiculous things. And at one time it upset me, but now it's like, it's just words. You only give them power if you
mhm,
react to them. So now I just block. If someone wants to spend their day typing whatever they want about me, it's not true. Anyone who's in my life that loves me, my friends, my family, they know what
mhm.
sort of person I am. So let them get on with it, you know?
You
Taz, like, why is this like? I'm not gonna lie, some of the Megxit people and Sussex Squad, like, why there's so
Oh,
much
they're as bad as each
toxicity?
other.
Why
They're as
there's
bad
so
as
much?
each other.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
It's
go ahead.
Go
Sorry,
on, sorry. Sorry,
go
it's
ahead.
it's like tribes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's like
No,
tribes.
yes.
You saw a lot of this when the Johnny Depp and the Amber Heard case was going on.
Mm-hmm.
People tend to latch on, and I don't class myself as a Megxiteer. Whilst
Mm-hmm.
Megxit was an absolute thing, and obviously, as everyone knows, I'm not Meghan's biggest fan. It is like war in factions. It's tribes, and they're always trying to outdo each other. And I've seen disgusting things written on both sides of that fence, and that's why I try and stay fairly neutral. Even
Yes.
even the stuff that I do say about Meghan, I'm still fairly neutral because I don't agree with attacking the way that she looks, and there's lots of conspiracy theories, and I just think that you can like the way that she well dislike the way that she behaves, but that's no
Mhm.
reason to personally attack someone about the way that they look or the way they walk or
Because it's so crazy that I think it was some minister, or I don't know, a local union leader, I don't know who was it. He was even taking your name in the speech, and Boozy tweeted that about you. Like, I'm
oh, I
like,
don't even
oh,
know about that. Honestly, the best thing I ever did, unless there's anyone who's listening, if you ever get upset with Charles, just
mhm,
ignore them. As soon as you start reading a tweet and the first few words you see it's negative, they're calling you names or something, just don't bother reading it. Just don't let it even go into your brain. Just straight away, just block them, hide the reply, move
that's
on.
what I
Do not
do.
give that person another second thought. Yeah, just don't give them a second thought, and certainly don't retweet their tweets because that's what excites them. Same as Boozy, that's why he got into such a well, excuse me, but a hard on over Yankee Wally. He was obsessed with her because she reacted. She
mhm,
wanted to defend herself, but every time she spoke about him, he
mhm.
basically got a hard on over it. He was so excited, and they all feed off of the same energy. The best way to beat these awful people is just to completely ignore
Yep.
them. Like Meghan, if Markle even says it, you've got to let it just water off a duck's back. You just got to ignore it, which she obviously doesn't
Right.
do, but she does.
Yeah. So this is good. So when you started your videos, whatever, right? Were you
Mhm.
always like, were you calling out Meghan Markle because the lies are so obvious and stuff?
I say calling out. I mean, it wasn't. I had a bad feeling about her when she came on the scene, and this is before I actually had a YouTube channel. I'm quite a
Mhm,
talkative person, so my
mhm,
friends are getting, like, I don't care. I really don't care about the royal family. My husband was like, "Who's George?" And I was like, "What? A George Charlotte and He's like, "Who are they?" And I'm just like, "Right, I don't know why I married you at this point." you know, he just honestly he switched off from it. So then when I found like-minded people, and then we just started having conversations, I made lots of really, nice friends and that. And it was just finding like-minded people because I was seeing stuff about the way she was behaving, and people were still praising what she was doing. And I'm like, can't you see how uncomfortable the royal family are? There's stuff going on here. And then of course the first attack that they ever did was "you're racist." They shut down everyone. They doxed people. Even the media were guilty of doing it. I remember there were about three people, and this was before Murky and myself were even like becoming
mhm,
well known on Twitter. And
mhm,
they called these people, because one woman, I can't remember her name, but she had posted a picture of the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland set off with her head. She got done for hate speech because she was encouraging people wanting to chop Meghan Markle's head off. I was
Oh,
like, it's Alice in Wonderland. What are you on about? People have twisted it, but that's how Bouzy and Meghan and all of these people, not Meghan herself, but the teams and people that work for her, they deliberately try and convince people that you're like this evil racist, you're a Nazi. I've had my name stuck next to pictures of photographs of the Ku Klux Klan, because it's supposed to frighten you. It's supposed to stop you from speaking out, because you get so upset thinking, oh my God, I don't want people to think this thing about me.
yes,
And it's just a bully tactic.
and Taz, this, because if somebody comes to me, right, if I have opinion, if somebody comes out and says falsely, like falsely says, "Oh, you're racist," how can you defend that?
No, you can't.
You
There's
can't.
nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can do. All you can do is know in yourself whether you are or whether you're not. I mean, even silly photographs that Boozy retweeted to prove his point. I
Mm-hmm.
worked in the Cayman Islands in my early 20s. I worked out there for a big bank. And
Mm-hmm.
there was lots of photographs of me with friends. And it was just I think it was like I think 20-year anniversary. How old am I? Yeah, 40. Jesus. It was like, I can't believe I did this 20 years ago. And Boozy retweeted my photograph of me with my friends, because some of them happened to be biracial and black. And he was like, oh, Taz knows that I'm going to do this report, so she's deliberately posted pictures of her with some of her
Oh,
black friends. Oh, look, she's holding one of her black friends.
oh,
What, I got in a
Jesus.
time machine and went back in time to my 20s and thought, oh, a man called Boozy's going to come for me at one point. I'm like,
Yes,
so
yes. Taz
oh,
suddenly turned racist, like in his
yeah,
40s. What? What?
yeah. There was an article that came out as well. This
Mm-hmm.
comedian that I really like, I can't remember his name offhand, but he's
Mm-hmm.
Asian. And someone had attacked him live, verbally, at a comedy stand-up, and I said that's absolutely disgusting. He should be kicked out there. He should be arrested. That is hate speech. Boozy retweeted that and said, "Oh, tell people you're not racist," but And it was just like he was saying that everything I was saying was me trying to cover my ass from his stupid report, and I'm just. Honestly, at one point I couldn't tweet anything without him suddenly retweeting it and then putting some weird post to it, like it was
Yeah,
validating him.
yeah,
It's
and
hilarious.
I was telling Murky the same thing. I'm like, Murky, like Boozy is obsessed with you guys. I don't know what it is, but he
Honey.
has this he has this narrative that these are like women in their basement or whatever. They hate these are white women. They hate Meghan Markle. When in fact, I've seen creators on YouTube who are black or have different ethnicities other than white. They are even harsher in their criticism about Meghan Markle. You
Oh
know?
yeah, he never touched them. He never went for any of the others. He's never gone for any of the male YouTubers as well. I've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
He just likes to pick on white women, predominantly. I know he went for Sue Smith for a while, but he goes for a lot of us that are in England, because he thinks he's different laws, isn't it? He's in Jersey in America, so for me to be able to get a lawyer to shut him down, it would cost thousands of pounds, and you'd really struggle with it, because he's in a completely different country, different laws, different rules, and I
Yeah.
think he's preyed on that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I do think with him, the reason why he comes for us or anything to do with Megxit is because I personally believe that he was paid to do it. I don't know Harry and Meghan's direct involvement on it, but the fact that he did the same for Amber Heard previously, he was never interested in Meghan, bearing in mind she'd been on the scene in the royal family. And
Mm-hmm.
he came out of nowhere, I think it was like October, November 2021. But
Yep.
prior to that, he had done something very similar, and he'd attacked anyone that was supporting Johnny Depp. Same absolute MO. He was doing the same thing. He was targeting the same sort of like just middle-aged white women. He was reposting their tweets. He was obsessive. And he also did it with the presidential election. He was
Yes.
going for any Republicans, did exactly the same. Anyone that was a proud Republican supporter, Boozy
Mm-hmm.
targeted them. He goes for specific audiences And that is because I believe that he gets paid for it. Like Sussex Squad have paid him thousands of pounds thinking that he's going to get all of these people kicked off of YouTube. Thousands of pounds, you know, and he's always begging for donations, which I just, it's hysterical. It's hysterical. So.
As you gotta pray that Nate passes the motion to dismiss and we get to discovery phase. So we get to look into it, what's going on behind the scenes, you know? Because in my opinion, I believe your theory, I think I have the same theory. Because you cannot be so invested in, you know, a woman you will never meet. And she's like a public figure. And you going after like Sue what's the lady's name? Sue Mia, she's partially blind. You're attacking her. Like I've seen like some crazy, and I feel so bad. Like regarding just she has this opinion. That's all. She's not
Yeah,
spreading misinformation or whatever, right? So
yeah.
it's so bad. Like yeah, I feel so sad. How do you feel like? Have you been mentioned in the article as well? I think you were mentioned in the Vice article, right? Remember? I think so.
Oh, I is that the same as his report or
Yes, yes,
oh,
yes.
oh yeah, Vice, yeah. Yeah, I got listed in that. I've appeared in BuzzFeed. I've pretty much appeared in like any sort of junk magazine that you can think of, or they're the only people that seem to buy up his crap, really.
Not
Netflix
not for
included.
long. Not for long.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. Don't you get me too excited. He's gonna go through some things.
Yes, yes. So, so by the way, when you get attacked and when you get mentioned in those articles and stuff, does it impact your life? Like, does like your friends and stuff, people get affected by it, like Sussex Squad or whatever, when they attack you? Is it harder on your life, like, or you don't
No,
care anymore?
no, not at all. Honestly, I went through a really bad time when Boozy came on the scene because I was having a
Hmm.
fight with another YouTuber, and it was just all came at once, and it was a bit much.
Hmm.
And since I've had the attitude of it doesn't matter, let them say what they want. Don't get upset about it. Don't let it affect you. Just block and just let them get on with it. Let them have their little temper tantrum and say what they want because it has no bearing or effect on my life. It hasn't changed anything to do with my life. All these
Mm.
people that spend their time, all of the attacks, it's had no effect on me apart from it made me cry in the beginning, and then that was because I was letting them. So no,
Yes.
yeah, the only thing that happens when Boozy really goes on a rampage is I get loads of new subscribers on YouTube because people come on and they're like, "Oh, let's see what this woman's about," and then they stay subscribed. So I'm like, Boozy, do you know what? If you want to come for me again, let's do it. I can give you new subscribers.
Uh, because you mentioned another fight with the YouTuber. I will only discuss if you want to discuss that. Otherwise, I don't want to stir any drama.
Oh
Uh,
no, hell no, no,
no,
that
okay.
one's dead and buried. No,
Yes, okay. So I don't want to bring that up, okay? So
no, no, no.
okay. So by the way, like what's your schedule for like the YouTube? Do you do weekly videos? Do you wait? Like you don't have a schedule? How do you operate?
I don't have a schedule. It is a lot of it's news related, but you know, you've got some YouTubers that are so dedicated where they literally will put out a video every single day or every 2 days. For me, like you said, I think I have to be interested in what the story is for me to be able to be bouncy, to be giggly, to be having fun. If I was just putting a video out every day and it was a really monotonous article talking about
Mm-hmm.
what tiara or what dress or what this signifies, and you know, I mean, all of the stuff that comes out about Harry and Meghan, oh, I'd be so bored if I was doing that all the time. So I just wait until there's a couple of big stories that have come out, and then if I want to do a video, I do it. But
Uh,
yeah, I do
Taz,
it for fun.
Taz, so let me ask you about Harry. Let's move aside from Meghan for a minute because Harry came
Mm,
out and betrayed all of you guys, labeled
mm,
you guys as a bunch of racists. As a
mm-hmm.
as a person from UK, how do you guys feel about it? How do you feel about
I have absolutely gone off of Harry. I was a bit defensive of him in the beginning because this is before the Queen and Philip and Oprah, because I was like, I think he's just in a bit of a narcissistic relationship. It seems to be very coercive,
it?
and
Hmm.
he's, you know, making bad choices.
Hmm.
But since obviously what they did with Philip, with Oprah, with all the false accusations, to know that a lot of the stuff they said was lies. And then, of course, he and Meghan helped heap on all of these allegations that the UK is a racist country. Racism does unfortunately always exist because idiots and ignorant people will always exist no matter what you do. But in
Mm-hmm.
comparison, this country is wonderful, and the fact that he did it all because over Meghan, I lost count of the amount of people, street parties celebrating, people, schools, everything. Everyone went mad for Prince Harry's wedding and the fact that he was marrying a biracial girl. I mean, a lot of us didn't know. To be honest with you, I
Yeah.
thought she was Latina, or I thought she just. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know.
I thought she was white. Like honestly, I thought she was white. I didn't know. Because I
Yeah,
used to watch Suits. She was a paralegal in there, right? So I'm like, yo,
yeah.
she's a good actress. Like she's doing okay job. So I didn't know much about it. So, but carry on. Sorry to interrupt you. Go on.
No, that's fine. But yeah, the way I feel about it, I mean, I felt very protective over the Queen. Just I guess because I am a royalist, but she'd always been there. For me, she's been there my entire life, growing up, and you have, well, for us that, enjoy following the monarchy, you get attached to them. We like reading about the stories to do with Catherine and William, them sharing photographs of their children. You get to feel like they're including you in a small part of their life. So for Harry to have attacked them, that put a lot of people on the back foot. For a lot of people as well, we went massively off of Harry. I say we, I can only talk from my perspective, of course.
Right.
But when he refused to see the Queen, it turned out the Queen was dying of bone cancer. And then he kept, he wouldn't bring the children over. And then to go back and then accuse his family of his mistreatment. All you hear from them is how badly they're treated and how
Mm-hmm.
evil the UK is. And I think that they have stirred up so much race baiting that they've set back people's, I guess, fights when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
racism. They put us back a couple of decades. I grew up not thinking about color. We had, black and biracial girls, Chinese girls, we had Asian girls all at my school. We just grew up together. Never
Yes.
before have I seen more people concerned about race in the last decade of my life than what I ever grew up with. And I think that Harry, by accusing the UK of being racist, I think he definitely has done more harm than good.
Can you guys forgive him? Like, if he comes, if he returns, if he apologizes or whatever, is there a possibility of forgiveness or redemption?
Um, I wouldn't like to see him ever as part of a working member of the royal family. I wouldn't ever want him back doing that. It's his family. If he comes back and unites with his family, that's his family's business as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So with regards to would I ever support him being on duty again and service and
Mm-hmm.
commitment to serving the crown. No, I wouldn't like that at all. I think he's betrayed Queen, country, king, his brother. I think there's no place for Harry as part of the monarchy, but there's always a
Mm-hmm.
place for Harry as his family, if that makes sense. I wouldn't begrudge him coming back to his family, say if he ever broke up with Meghan.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, I do not like him, and I wouldn't want to see him ever again on any sort of public platform, especially to do with the royal family. He's
Oh,
poison. He's toxic.
yeah. And some of it is coming from childhood trauma. I can understand that, but putting
Mm,
your family under the bus and for
mm.
making money and putting them in the documentary and taking shots at your brother's wife or whatever, I think
Yeah.
it's below the belt. It's all below the belt. He can make money like doing other stuff, you know?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said that Spare was supposed to have been it. It was supposed to be Oprah. That would be there one time. Then the other interviews came after that. Then podcast. He did the armchair podcast with Dax Shepard, and there was all swipes in there. Then he did the Me You Can't See with Oprah as well. And then it's Spare. Harry's finally going to get his voice out there again. And then it was only a few weeks ago that Harry appeared in court, and in his court statement, bearing in mind that the court case is about actually going after the newspapers that have potentially invaded his privacy and hacked his phone, he's using his court statements as Spare 2.0 because he's using that to attack his family again. And this is what, 3 weeks ago. So he's just said that he's going to come over because he wants to be there for his father. By the way, back in court, oh, my family did this, they did this, they did this. My brother took shady business deals. And it's like he's not going to stop. He's
Mm,
not.
mm. I'm assuming that you have read the book Spare, right? Yeah.
No, no.
No?
I'm not
Uh,
going to waste my time reading that. I've got a very nice friend of mine. She didn't. She sent me the PDF of it, so
yes.
I can go on it and I use fact checking. I use it for fact checking. If there's a story that comes out before I
Hmm.
talk about it in a video, I'll make sure that Harry, because the media do manipulate certain things
Yes.
to
Yes.
sell, for
So how
clickbait.
so how did you feel when he was discussing his torture or lack of?
Oh God, that just made me want to cringe. I read all of that on Twitter, and then people were sharing the voice clips. Now, there's something bad about reading Harry talking about, obviously, the frozen toddler was funny, but you're just like, I can't believe he said that. But it
Mm.
was when he was talking about the Elizabeth Arden cream on his lips. His mummy used to put that on his lips, and I was thinking about mummy as I put, and I'm just like, dude, seriously, stop, stop. But the clip went round with his voice. I felt traumatized. I felt like I needed to stick bleach in my ears after that. How could anyone let him continuously come out with stuff like that? I mean, it went from bad to worse. He peed himself before his first date, frozen
Yeah.
toddler, then mummy's hair at the side of the bed. I mean, Norman Bates,
Yeah.
anyone? Serial
And
killer, origin story.
exactly. And the bond thing, right? I think he hooked up with this woman, right? And what was that story? I forget. I think he
What was
hooked up
that?
with I think he hooked up with the older lady, and she was a horse lover or whatever. What was that story? I'm forgetting.
Oh no, that was
Uh,
when he lost his virginity, reportedly, and
yes, yes, yes,
Sasha, I think her name was Sasha. She came forward, and
yes.
she actually, Harry calling her an older woman. She's actually younger than his wife. She's actually younger than Meghan. So he just made it out to be more gossipy than what it was. But it was literally a drunk
Hmm.
teenager having a quick bunk up in a field. I mean, it wasn't particularly classy, but at
Hmm.
the end of the day, though,
Hmm.
I mean, that's another thing. That's him preaching about his privacy and suing people. But people say that
Yes.
she didn't need to come forward. But her friend circles, everyone knew who it was. It was only going to be a matter of time before someone took a paycheck and went to the Daily Mail or something,
Hmm.
said, "Oh, I know who the woman is." They pay big bucks for stuff like that. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, no, the book.
Exactly.
I just don't understand how anyone around him, if genuinely cared about him, let half of that stuff go into the book. And the worst thing was let him do
Exactly.
those rounds of interviews. I mean, he doubled, tripled, quadrupled down on them. I was, yeah, just
I think
embarrassing.
Jimmy Kimmel was when I saw Jimmy Kimmel making fun of him, I'm like, it's over for them.
Oh yeah,
I think no, I think nobody was treating them as a royalty or whatever. I think they were treating them as D-list actors or celebrities.
yeah.
Yeah, I think they didn't shine themselves in a good light.
No, South Park
Um,
took care of that.
yeah, I think the South Park episode was right on the money
Oh, brilliant!
because
It's hilarious.
that was brilliant. That was brilliant. Because when he comes out and opens Megan's mouth and he shouts, "Is anybody there?" and the voice returns, there's an echo there. I think that
Yeah.
described Megan to the T.
Mhm.
Shallow, cloud chaser, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's been amazing. What do you think about Meghan Markle overall? Just what are your thoughts on her? What she's looking
I
for?
yeah.
Mhm. Go ahead.
Mm. I do find her fascinating. Like people say that the trolls and stuff. Oh, I hate her. I don't hate her. I don't dislike her. I mean, I don't know her. You've got to really know someone before you hate someone. You have a big falling out.
Hmm.
But I think she is tenacious. I think she is ambitious. I think people will write books about her for years to come. I mean, especially in psychology. I think that she has chased fame her entire life, and she struck gold when
Hmm.
she, got with Harry. And I think that, as what we've seen, Archwell was supposed to be all about charitable endeavours, and it turns out it was just smoke and mirrors, because what she's actually doing, she's now signed up with another talent agency.
Oh
It is
yeah.
always about Meghan promoting Meghan. It will
Mhm.
always be about Meghan promoting Meghan. I don't think that she's got any depth to her apart from she wants to be an A-list global Hollywood star. She wants her, she wants to see her name in spotlights. And I think that will always take priority in her life above everything else,
And
including Harry.
yeah, and yeah, I feel the same way. Recently, I think 2 days ago, right on Sunday here, this whole I think it was a documentary or whatever you want to call it. Her Megan's Samantha and her father, the whole thing came out. How do you feel about them and the infighting there? Because I interviewed Samantha as well, and
She's lovely.
I feel that both sides share blame. It's not just one sided. I think both sides share blame. How do you feel about that?
I think that family had a really raw deal because of Meghan's relationship with Harry. I think that she, ironically, with her saying that, oh, they fed me to the wolves, she fed her family to the wolves. She allowed, a very, very bad picture to be painted of her father when, in all honesty, all he did was pose for paparazzi shots, which Meghan has done her entire career. She did it when she got engaged with Harry, when she got married to Harry, and she's still doing it now. The ironic thing is there as well. Well, I say ironic, but it's the fact that she's worked with the same photographer since, Jeff Rayner, that took the
Mm-hmm.
photographs of her father. So that to me is like you've cut off your father, literally pretend that he's dead. They speak about him like he's died, which is the ultimate disrespect. I can't
Yes.
believe that they do that. Harry's done it as well, but
Mm-hmm.
they've continued to work with the photographer that set him up. So that to
Hmm.
me makes me think that Thomas was set up and his daughter potentially had something to do with it because it was the perfect excuse to cut him off. I think that Meghan needed to cut all of her family off, all of her former life off. Even the Suits cast were not invited to the
Mm-hmm.
evening reception of the wedding because what happens at weddings in the evening? Everyone has a few glasses of bubbles and loose lips sink ships. And that's why they weren't allowed. Meghan has got a lot of skeletons in her closet, I think. And I think she
Mm-hmm.
has cut off her family because she has lied to Harry, to
Mm-hmm.
the royal family about her upbringing. I honestly dread to think what she's actually said about
Yeah,
Thomas Markle. I
imagine
have
because in
there.
the documentary she said she hadn't Googled him. Like I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like how can you not
Yeah,
Google him? It's Prince Harry. Like, what do you mean?
she blogged. She blogged on her TIG website. She blogged about the royal wedding. She's talking about Princess Kate. There's lots of stuff. Friends have spoken out that knew Meghan through childhood. Her best friend, I think her name's Nikki Priddy. She
Mhm.
said that Meghan was obsessed with Diana. So I mean, yeah, I mean, she's complete. She is. I think that she's always been obsessed with Diana, and I
Yes.
think that she overplayed her hand by thinking that the public was stupid. She should have just turned around and said, "Oh, I was a fan of Diana. I love the wedding dress. I
Mhm.
watched the funeral. It does feel surreal being with Harry." But she had to lie to the point that everyone was like, "Bullshit." There is no
Yeah.
way you didn't know who Prince Harry was. There's even footage of her in an interview with someone going, "Prince William or Prince Harry," and she goes,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, Harry." Being, and so everyone knows who they are. She just seems to
Exactly.
think that everyone's stupid. But I
Mhm.
about her family though. I mean, I think that they deserve the right to be able to fight back because they
Mm.
were all portrayed really, really badly in the media, and the media did. They made Thomas Markle look like a down and out alcoholic. They were
Mm.
taking pictures of him with beer cans and they were really, really vile. So I'm glad that they have, if anything, it seems to have made their family a little bit stronger. That's one
Yes.
positive thing, but
Yeah,
I
because
think they're better off for cutting off.
Samantha is suing Megan for defamation, and I was about to read the complaint on my YouTube, whatever. So I was just looking at that as well, and I interviewed Samantha. I talked to Samantha for like 8 hours. So we had a like big conversation. Like imagine having the space for like 8 hours.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. Like I was asking all those questions. So Taz, I'm gonna let people ask you some questions.
Yep.
Mystified. Go ahead. You had
Yes.
some questions. Go ahead.
I feel bad for Thomas Markle as well, but when you think about it, isn't it kind of him that raised her to be the way she is?
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, I think Harry and Meghan are both a perfect example of parenting and never telling your children no, and never teaching them that actions have consequences. I think that Harry and Meghan are like two peas in a pod when it comes to that. They have both been spoilt rotten, and I think that they are, this is parents should look at them, and when their kids screaming and they're giving into them and giving them sweets, just think they could turn into a Harry and Meghan, and then you could find yourself in Thomas Markle's position when you get older.
Oh
You
my
know,
God.
it is
Yeah.
awful what they've done to him. But to talk about him, and I think that's turned a lot of people against them. Like myself, my dad was sick, and then he died about 10 years ago. You know, there's lots of us that are parents, our mums, our dads.
Mm.
We've lost loved ones far too early and in cruel circumstances, and we're just seeing Meghan discard him like he's a piece of trash. He's like an old pair of shoes, all
Yeah.
over something that is completely trivial. And I think that was definitely something that has backfired on her. And with Harry losing his mother, you think that he would see the importance of Meghan trying to repair her relationship with her father and forgiveness. Because Harry should be thinking, I'd give anything to have my mum here for one more day. And he's actively encouraging Meghan as well to talk about Thomas like he's dead. And I find that absolutely despicable.
Oh, yeah. And I think because when I saw the video that came out, like the documentary or whatever the thing is, I think I saw real pain in his eyes. Like the father was
Yeah,
genuinely in pain. Like I think he missed his daughter. I think he took the blame for releasing the letter. I understand it. You know, people make mistakes, and I think it's forgivable. I think, not meeting your parents when he had a stroke, and Samantha
yeah,
was telling me that he had some close calls or whatever. I
yeah,
like I think she doesn't have a heart. Like I don't know how can you deny that, Yeah,
I think
yeah.
yeah,
she doesn't have a conscience. She doesn't have a
yeah,
conscience. There's a
Mm,
difference.
yeah.
mm,
No, I agree with that actually. That's
okay.
yeah.
Mo, I know you raised your hand before. If you have a question, go ahead, Mo. Megan Mo.
I'm here. I don't have a question anymore. It was more about when Taz was talking about Harry
Mm-hmm.
and how he wouldn't want, or how no one should really trust him. It was
Mm-hmm.
just a point I wanted to make about that, but it doesn't matter anymore. That's all.
No, you mad at Mo. You're my best friend.
Oh
What
no,
you
what's your
talking
point? Come on, Mel.
No, no, the point was just silly, but like Taz hit it all. But the thing that also bothered me and fair was when Harry gave out private information, like how to go down certain corridors, how to get to certain
Yeah.
private rooms and stuff, like
Mm,
how many steps to go down where, how many steps it takes this way. You
mm,
pass Camilla's like crowns, where all her jewels, her expensive wines are
yeah.
kept. Yeah, that like I would never allow a person like that back into the family after that kind of security breach ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because
Mm-hmm.
it did. It
remember
read.
what happened? Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just saying it did read like a children's treasure map when you
Yeah,
you
it
play with
did.
your kids and like yeah, turn left, turn right, take 12 steps.
Yeah,
Sorry, Mel, shut
and the
up.
thing is, no, go ahead. No. And the thing is that a lot of the Sussex squatties were like, yeah, but you can find blueprints of Clarence House, Buckingham Palace. Yes, you can find blueprints of those homes online, but you don't find details of like which steps to take where and how many stairs or how many bedrooms to pass to go down which corridor. You don't get that kind of detail.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
and I would just never allow someone like that back into the fold after everything they've done. If anything, him
Mm-hmm.
and Andrew should be stuck in a cottage somewhere and left to live their lives out of the public eye forever. My two piece.
Okay. Okay. Taz, are you excited about the coronation? I think it's on the 6th, right?
Yeah, it is Saturday. I'm super excited. I'm not working. I'm celebrating. I'm going up
Mm-hmm.
to Ascot to meet up with a friend, and we're going to watch it on a big screen and have a bit of a family party. And I'm super excited. I've bought a new dress and everything.
Oh
So
man, that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
It's
What about you? What are you doing? Are you going to watch it?
oh yeah, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I don't
Yeah,
know what to watch for. I'm
yeah.
like,
I'll watch it. I don't
yeah,
really care about it, but I'll do it.
Um, why is it such a big event for you guys? Like, because I'm ignorant. I'm coming from a place of ignorance. So why it is a big event for you? Why it has so much significance for you? If you can tell me.
Well, for me, I mean, it's never happened in my generation. Like I said, it's an era. It's a change of an era. We don't have Queen Elizabeth anymore, and I think, I mean, for me, I love pomp. I love ceremony. I love flags. I love the uniforms. I love the military. I mean,
Mhm,
as much as I was crying my eyes out watching the Queen's funeral,
mhm,
for obvious reasons, watching how all of these people got together, and just as I said, the military, there is one thing that no one will ever take away from the UK, is that we do pomp, and I want some pomp. I want this to be big, and I think the newspapers are slowly chipping away at a lot of people because they keep saying, oh, this is going to change, this is going to change, this is going to be woke. But I can't wait. I think it's
mhm,
going to be amazing to watch. And for someone that loves the royal family, this is
mhm.
an epic thing. I would say once in a lifetime, but obviously as much as it's not a nice thing to say, well, I potentially could see 2 coronations in my lifetime, because of maybe
I
even
hope
3. I mean, you never know.
I hope so. I hope so,
So
Taz.
I'm just very excited about it. So yeah,
Taz, I know you need to go in soon. I know, but I have
I
a
can
stupid question. Sorry, go ahead. Go on.
I can stretch another 5 minutes. That's fine.
Okay, okay. So Megan is not coming for the coronation. Are you happy about it? Are you mad about it? What do you think?
I am. I'm not surprised about it. I didn't care either way, really. I suppose in a way I'm glad she's not coming, because it would
Mhm,
have been all of the cameras on her, and it's more to do with she would have made other people uncomfortable. People don't trust them now. There's a lot of stuff coming out that there is potential that they will come to light, that she has been microphoned up at
mhm,
certain events. I've seen photographs which are indisputable with mics on them, that are not photo edited. And I just think it's supposed to be a day of celebration. And, we don't want it to be about Meghan. And the media, they are
mhm.
obsessed with her, and they will make it all about Meghan. What Meghan wore. Meghan did this. Did Catherine look at Meghan? And we're going to have that with Harry. And I really wish that he would just stay home. But,
Oh,
or if he
mm,
doesn't turn up, I think, there's potential for that. But
mhm,
yeah, I mean, I'm glad she's not coming, but I did find it amusing
mhm.
watching people go from, she better not come, it's disrespectful. And then the moment she's not coming, people are like, I can't believe she's not coming, it's disrespectful. And I'm just like, seriously, pick a lane, people, pick a lane.
Last
But
question, yeah. Mole,
yeah,
I know you have a question, right? Let me ask this. So how many people, like, if you had to give me an estimate, how many people in UK support Meghan and Harry, and how many don't? Like, out of 100, like, do they have 30%
there's
support,
100.
40? Oh, 100% people don't. They don't.
No, no,
Nobody
no, no, no.
likes.
I'm just
Yeah.
out of 100 people, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So did
So
you ask that to Mark or to me?
yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
out of 100 people on average, it's very hard to tell. I'll tell you what I can base it on.
Mm-hmm.
I go to a beautician, the salon, and I go get my nails done. And any woman that's ever gone in there, that is nothing but 2 hours of non-stop women talking around you. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen young girls, middle-aged women, old ladies with their blue rinse in their hair, and I do not hear anyone anywhere ever say anything nice. The most you get is an eye roll for people that are being polite. I've been stood in a queue in a shop, and an old lady has seen Meghan Markle on the front page of the newspaper and started having a rant about it. And I'm like, lady, trust me, you're preaching to the choir here. If you knew what I did on YouTube. But yeah, so it's very hard to gauge even from other people's perspectives, but they're not well liked. But
I
as I
think
said, that's the best way. Beauty
if
salon, that's my judgment. No one likes her in the beauty salon, so
if
it's
I say 80% people, they don't 80% people not they don't like them, and 20% they might, they might deal with them, whatever. Would that be a fair statement?
I would say probably 80% dislike,
Mhm.
10% like, 10% don't give a F.
No, you can
Because you've
curse.
always got those people that like, I don't care, don't talk to me about it. My
Yeah, yeah.
husband's like that. He comes home. you know. He's just,
Yeah,
I don't care.
looking from outside, they're annoying bunch to me. I'm like I don't care.
Ugh.
Just move out of the way. Like I don't want to see you.
They're like wasps at a picnic. You're sitting there and you're
Yeah.
just trying to eat your marmalade sandwiches, and then it's just Harry and Meghan.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And you just want to get a big
Taz,
slice.
thank you for coming in. I know because you have a class to attend to, and I won't stop you. It was such a wonderful
Yeah.
to talk to you. It was amazing. Maybe we can have it. We can have like in space. Some days
Yeah.
I
later.
love your videos,
Oh,
Taz. I love your
thank
videos.
you
I
so
love
much.
them.
Thank you very
I love yours
Yeah.
too, Megan Small, by the way, too. I love all of them, really.
Aw,
Yes.
thank you.
feeling the love.
So yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well, I'm going
So
to check out, and I will do
yes,
this again now that I know it's not actually that terrifying, and we should.
I brought you out of your comfort zone.
You did, you did. You got me out of my little old lady box. So, I will, yeah, I will speak to you again, and thanks for everyone that tuned in, and see you later.
Uh, Thank you, Taz.
Take
Again,
care. Bye.
hope to see you later. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Yo, that was fun. Mo, did you have a good time?
Yeah, that was great for the parts that I jumped into. Yeah. But then
It's
again, you're
awesome.
an amazing host as always. So I can't, you're
Sorry?
great at what you do. I said you're an amazing host also. You ask really good questions, you keep it going. So hats off to you.
Oh, Mo praising me. That's the first.
What? You make it sound like I've got an icy cold heart like Meghan Markle.
No, no, no. We are friends, so I gotta bust your balls. You gotta bust my balls, right?
Of
Uh,
course, always.
Always,
Have you
always.
stopped eating those cheeseburgers while we're busting balls?
Yes, I stopped. So, there's a major news coming in regards to Boozy, and I cannot say anything regarding that now,
Mm-hmm.
but this
Mm-hmm.
was a big news. So,
Yeah,
safe
I
to
think
say,
I know what's going on, but I just wanted
mhm.
to pop in and say hello because I saw everyone was in the spaces today and you've gotten me out of my shell, but I have to get my little one to school, but I'll be
Thank you.
back again later. Yeah.
All right, all right. So I'm gonna end this space because I didn't. I had some work to do, and Taz said I can do it now. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It was wonderful, and
Thank you.
I'll do this. I'll do more spaces, okay? And thank you everyone. So I'm gonna exit. Thank you, Nessa. Thank you everyone. All right, bye.